Well, hello, lovely people. Welcome to today's pick a card reading. As it is the oh so loved by the community date of 11/11, which happens once a year, I thought it would be fitting to do a reading on the manifestations that are heading your way. As you can see, there are three piles to choose from. I have picked a card from the Moonology deck, which will represent the overarching message for you during this time, as well as a spell that you can do if you like how it sounds. So we'll get into it, and we'll also pick some tarot cards. In the tarot portion, there will be a pile for like career and job related stuff, a pile for relationship and romance related stuff, and one pile for whatever else category of your life you are thinking and asking about. So pick the group that you feel the most drawn to, and let's see what the tarot has to say. Hello, pile 1. If you chose the new moon in Cancer card, then to start from there, the message that is coming up as really important for you is to know that you and your loved ones are safe. So the first thing I decided to pull for you guys is the tarot regarding your career and work situation. But even with the career reading right off the bat, it gives the sensation that there is something about the people around you that might be stressful to you at this time. That's why I want to start with you with the Moonology card and its message, because I feel like it is an like we said at the beginning, it is an overarching theme. So it seems I will get into your career cards in just a second, but it seems that either way, regardless of the exact area of your life that you're putting in the efforts currently, it will be a pillar of strength in your life to turn to your closest family and friends as well. But Cancer is above all else representing the family. So I feel like there is this aspect to the message of you that no matter what you're working on during this period, it will be really helpful to spend some time around the people from your family in a familiar setting. Maybe if you have, let's say, I don't know, grandparents that you spent summers with as a child, or if you have a special place in your parents' house where you feel super welcomed, just something that grounds you to the past and to your roots and your feeling of home, even if it's not necessarily home in the sense of the people who gave birth to you, like depending on your situation. But it's just something about finding that Cancerian peace in a home setting. And if you feel, for instance, that you haven't spent a lot of time with your family, this will help you further along your path, or maybe it will help you at least ground yourself a little bit and de-stress at this time. Or maybe if you are hoping for some kind of exact outcome to a relationship situation with the people closest around you, this card can signify that there is the potential of that happening. Either way, this card signifies you nurturing yourself and the people around you as well, but also nurturing yourself through spending time with the people around you. Good. Now let's get into your career cards specifically. So your career cards are speaking about some kind of stressor being present. So we started the career reading with the Judgment card, which speaks about us noticing that we have some kind of higher calling, and it might be a little bit scary in the sense that it might disrupt the status quo of our life up till this point, but it comes with a good reason. And higher calling doesn't mean that like God or someone is talking to you. If you don't believe in those things, it's not necessarily that. It's just an inkling you have that you need to change something which feels like a profound change for you, something huge. And the other cards that came up for you speak about some kind of stressor, which I am guessing would come in the form of either colleagues or potentially also boss figures. There is this sense that someone might be trying to screw you over in some way, someone you are working with. You might feel somehow hopeless in the situation, that like you don't have control and that you just don't know who to turn to for help or for advice or even how to deal with the situation. But the positive in this is that this stressor would bring you out of the rut that you're currently in, and of the things that are not working out for you. But you have to act strategically, or you have to go about it strategically. So, especially if it is the case where you feel like people around you are trying to somehow get you in trouble or take credit for your work or whatever the exact case may be, it's not about losing your mind and throwing a tantrum. There needs to be a carefully planned out strategy and followed, because we have the Seven of Swords card, which speaks of trickery on the one side from other people coming towards us, but also it speaks about our ability to trick people in the way that we want. This is quite the short and sweet message, but it is pretty straightforward. So let's take it directly to a message about your love life. Okay, pile 1, regarding the love arena. So this message would apply both if you are finding yourself in a relationship or just in a general dealing with another person, even if it's not technically a relationship, so like a situationship. There is some, or there has been some turmoil, like some back and forth, but it seems that you are starting to move out of it. Now, I'm not gonna say whether you are moving out of it with or without this person. Take it as it resonates for your situation. But it seems there was definitely some kind of heartbreak happening in the past, or potentially happening right now as of the time of this reading. But you have started to let go of that heartbreak. Maybe you have forgiven this person if this is something that lies in the past. There is some kind of reconciliation there happening. But you still have some thought patterns that you are struggling with letting go, which are trying to keep you at that hurt place. Again, whether it's a person you're currently with who hurt you and you're trying to overcome it right now, and maybe you're feeling not quite there yet, or whether it's a person that you tried to kill things off with and you still have some kind of residual feeling and hurt. Take it as it resonates. But the idea here is that it might be happening a little bit slow with the Eight of Wands. It might be feeling slower than you had hoped for, but there is forward movement, even if it is a little bit of 2 steps in the right direction and then 1 step back. It is still forward movement. So you have these glimpses of feeling erleichtert, feeling relief from the negativity and enjoying yourself and going with the flow and partying like the 2 ladies in the card. But then there are other times when you again fall victim to those negative thoughts or negative wants and desires. And by negative, I don't mean negative in a general sense, just negative as not something you want to be doing right now, not something that is serving you optimally right now. But you are moving towards the direction of calming down. So with the last card that came up for you, the Queen of Pentacles, you can see how calm and serene and peaceful she presents herself in the card. You will ground yourself in the situation and you will move out of it, but there will be some back and forth, some inner turmoil along the way, as always, basically. But you are definitely on the right path. To circle back to the message from the start with the new moon in Cancer card, again, I just want to reiterate, both in the case if the situation that the cards are referring to has to do with a person who is no longer in your life, you could be encouraged to, of course, seek company elsewhere, namely within your family compound, or within close relatives or old childhood friends, like just the people that feel like a comfort in your life. And if this is speaking about the ups and downs of a relationship that is still going and that you wish would continue to go and continue to grow, then I would take this card as a confirmation that things are safe, that you don't have to worry about it. This is just the standard issue that we go through in relationships when they last long enough, that no matter how much you love another person or how long you've been together, there will be points in time in the relationship where someone will get hurt over something, where there will be some kind of issue and it doesn't feel great, but it's just the ebb and flow of life, and you can make it through that as well. If one thing here, you are definitely encouraged with the Cancer card to show more vulnerability and more of your thoughts and feelings with this person. And this will help then stabilize you and your feelings and the relationship as well. Good, then let's take one last pile, which will be a category of your choosing. If you have another category which is not which is neither like career or romance, so let's see what that is. Okay, pile 1. So regarding the third arena in your life, there is also some kind of change happening here, and it seems that this change is scaring you. Like if we're asking about manifestations, it makes sense that there will be some kind of transition. And it seems that you are with one foot in this transition, but you're still kind of iffy on continuing. You kind of want it to be behind you already. What's keeping you a little bit stuck in this situation and what will help you to move forward in this arena will be letting go of fear. As basic as that sounds, it really is about letting go of fear and just putting one foot in front of the other, both with the Three of Wands and the Queen of Wands. There is a massive potential for growth, but you need to be able to dream big enough, because kind of like if you can imagine it, you can do it, that type of thing. There was a specific saying about that, I think. And also with the Queen, she asks of you to truly put yourself out there, to not be afraid of being too big or too bright or too shiny. And it seems that there will also be some kind of moment of collaboration here, which will help you in this manifestation further. On the one side, we have the Queen of the King of Cups, who can signify some kind of authority figure helping you, but authority figure in the sense of someone who is an authority in the emotional plane, meaning that can be some kind of counselor, like therapist as well, someone who will be able to help you emotionally or understand you emotionally, or someone who is themselves really centered and grounded and calm, but in a watery sense. So if you can imagine like Earth being the practical sense of calm and steady, meaning someone who would give you the exact steps you need to follow in the material world in order to move forward, here it is someone who would guide you on the emotional plane. And with the Six of Pentacles, I feel like there will be some kind of exchange again with another person, which will be I give, you give, like that type of thing. Something we both profit from. In this inter-exchange of resources will be the catalysator of this arena in your life changing. And this will also be the thing that will bring you comfort amidst the change, amidst like all of the waves and the thunder and lightning and whatever. So the key here for you will be this cooperation on the one hand, and also just facing up to your fears, putting one foot in front of the other. Good. Then let's just one last card. Look at the, what's it called? The spell. This is a love spell. If you are interested, if not, you can skip over this. But this is a Venus spell. I'm not gonna read it. Maybe you can take a look at it for yourself. But it's basically just preparing for yourself some nice type of bath and manifesting that way. So good. Pile 1. I hope that this was helpful for you guys, and I wish you all the luck. Well, hello Pile 2. If you chose the luck is on your side card with the new moon in Sagittarius, then this is the part of the reading for you, and I already pulled the tarot cards that will be signifying career stuff, the career arena in your life. So let's get into it with starting with the Moonology card. So you got a great message as an overarching energy for this manifestation period, as it just signifies overall improvement and luck coming in and you feeling happy about it. Sagittarius is a sign of expansion in all areas, also expansion through learning something new, from hearing another person's perspective. Like Sagittarius is the eternal student. They are very curious people, and they are not afraid from going on a new adventure into the unknown. And this will be the energy that's coming into your life as well during this time. So if we are to look at your career cards specifically, it seems that the thing that is manifesting for you right now might have this bittersweet energy, in the sense of it gives the vibe of you closing out some kind of cycle. And closings, like endings in general, have a bittersweetness to them, because on the one side we might be really fulfilled with what we have achieved, but at the other side it's like something nice is coming to an end and we are going to miss it, and also we might be afraid of not knowing what's going to happen next. Or we also might be even thinking about, oh, I should have done something else as well. Like there is always something there to still preoccupy yourself with. And the other cards that came up for you are giving me exactly that feeling of some kind of insecurity within yourself, feeling like you might have even achieved a little bit more had you continued with this thing, this job, this project, whatever it might have been. And you might be experiencing a little bit of a scarcity mindset at this point, in the sense of you maybe not feeling sure whether your next step will be as successful, whether you should have closed that out. Like generally, it is speaking about some kind of negative emotions coming hand in hand with the positive emotions. But with the Justice card, like in whichever way this situation developed exactly was the exact just way that it was supposed to happen. There is no one screwed over here. There is no type of like bad blood or karma or something that still needs clearing. Like things fell in the way that they were supposed to fall into. And you you are now at the verge of moving into something bigger and better. Even if you are feeling a little bit insecure about it, you just, it is the perspective shift, like turn that frown upside down, basically. Like it is all a question of perspective in this life. There is no objective reality. So you will soon see that this small heartbreak that is coming with the closure of this one project will pass, and a grander thing will come on the horizon. You just have to be open to receive it and to be open to go on a new adventure. Good, let's get into then the love arena for you guys, and let's see what manifesting for you there. Okay, pile 2, moving on to your love life. And I'll say the same thing I said for pile 1. Take this as it resonates, both for if you are in a relationship with somebody that you want to continue, or if you are single, or if you are exploring or in a situationship. Like, energy is energy, and you know your circumstances the best. The idea with your cards is again sort of mirroring the energy we have of Sagittarius, of not being fearful and moving towards something new. Again, if you are with someone that you don't want to let go of, and I don't mean some kind of toxic boyfriend or anything, we are talking about like a meaningful relationship which has a purpose, really, and not just you hoping that someone will tell you it has a purpose, like I oftentimes do. Even if that's the case, there is just this sense of, again, moving on from some kind of disillusionment or some kind of heartbreak, even, if you will, and moving towards something more positive. The first 2 cards you got, the reverse 9 of Cups and the 10 of Swords, are cards speaking about exactly that. Some kind of dream not being fully fulfilled. So maybe we had a dream, we sort of received it, but we still know we have some time to go, and us feeling heartbroken about it. The original Rider-Waite Tarot, the 10 of Swords, is this guy who has 10 swords in his back. So you might see yourself in the situation where someone stabbed you in the back, but it doesn't have to be, because in this deck you can see how the lady is looking at the crows which are flying away from her. There is this feeling again of loss, more so than necessary hurt. So I would say that if anything, the situation for you more so might have to do with you having had some kind of specific expectations that didn't get completely fulfilled, and you're just kind of watching them fly away from you. But there is, again, like with most things in life, there is a positive perspective to this. And you just need to find that perspective, because with the Hanged Man, it is a card of needing to change exactly your perspective. Like, it's not the most comfortable position to be in, hanging with your head down, but you can enjoy the view regardless. So you will be going through this change of learning to enjoy the view of whatever you currently have. And afterwards, once you find that peace within yourself, also the desire for moving on, again, in the sense of not necessarily changing the relationship if you don't want to, but just changing something energetically within you and finding a new spark will come. Because you got both the 3 and the 4 of Wands, which signifies you moving. It signifies you taking a look at the steps in front of you, already having a prepared plan to go into it, and just riding the wave fearlessly. Again, there is very much the sense of here moving forward fearlessly towards the things that you want, like committing to them, not being afraid, not holding back, exploring something new. And the Four of Wands is finally a card of celebration, of you celebrating the feeling of freedom and fulfillment within yourself. And even the imagery of the card, again, very much has this feeling of exploring something new. With Sagittarius, there can also be the message of you potentially traveling, because both the Three and the Four of Wands have this aspect to them, especially if it has to do with shorter distance travel, but they just give the vibe of being in a new place and doing something new and letting your hair blow in the wind and just partying like tomorrow doesn't exist, like that type of energy, just the energy of freedom. So this will be the direction in which these things will develop for you. And again, just to reiterate, if you haven't heard me speak about the Sagittarius card 25 times up till this point, the main energy and message for you here is to go about it fearlessly, to be open to go on an adventure. Fine, then the last thing is to look at an area of your life by your choice. So we had career, we also had love, and now we are just drawing for whatever you are wondering about. So let's see about that. Okay, pile 2, moving on to the third area or question of your choice. Good. So this thing for you will start off with needing to again make some kind of decision, in the sense that this area, whatever it is, you are faced with a lot of choices. And you at this point can't decide which choice would bring you the best results. Maybe you don't have too much information on it, or just everything seems exciting to you at this point. So there is this want to move forward in a particular direction, but you just don't have an idea completely crystallized to you in order to truly move forward and to manifest it. And this will be the place where some kind of collaborative effort will help you, because you got both the Two of Cups, which is a collaborative card, even to the point of being a one-on-one relationship with somebody, potentially even a love relationship. So if this applies to you, it might be that your partner or some kind of at least very extremely close relationship helps you in this, to the point of feeling like this person might be a soulmate, even in a platonic sense, if you will. And also the Three of Pentacles is a collaboration card. Like, it is your pinnacle of collaboration card, where each and everybody in this group project adds their expertise, and at the end you get this marvelous result out of it. So in order to move out of this stagnancy of shiny object syndrome, where you don't know in which direction to take it, you should turn around to other people. They would be able to help you to crystallize and to manifest this thing. And there is also the possibility here of those people being people from your past as well, because we also got the Six of Cups card, which can signify close relationships from our past, like from our childhood even. And if you don't relate to this message at all, then at the very least it can be just a card that signifies mentally going back to a place which feels easier, like feeling in harmony with yourself, feeling peace and serenity, like when you're thinking about your childhood pet or something like that. It's just the sense of feeling inner peace at the end of the day. So this is regarding the general message. Now Let me just show you the potion card in case you like doing these types of things. This is also a love potion. It's the Come to Me Love Potion. Read it if this is something that you want to do. And yeah, and have fun manifesting pile 2. Okay, pile 3. If you chose the New Moon in Capricorn card, the message for you is your hard work is paying off. So the idea with this card, you know, Capricorn is an extremely hardworking sign. And it is the sign that can grind with no end. Basically, you know how wild goats climb up the mountain just by sheer evilness and will. This seems to be you, pile 3, like you have all the stamina in the world. And because it is a new moon card, it can strongly signify some kind of new start in your career. New start, of course, doesn't have to mean you changing companies or fields if you don't want to, but it just might be a completely new energy within the current place that you are at. Just take it in whichever way it resonates for you. So, having said that, going into your tarot cards specifically, they are mirroring this energy of having some kind of stagnation and then breaking that stagnation cycle and moving fully charged in a completely new direction and new cycle. So either in the past or currently, you have this energy of sitting there and thinking and thinking and sitting there until you catch yourself just sitting there without a single thought in your brain. So the cards signify you being in mental stagnation and also emotional stagnation. And a part of that might have to do with you being burnt out by effort or burned out by not feeling fulfilled with your situation and where you are at. So basically you are in this either forceful break period where you're trying to recharge a little bit, or you came to the realization that you need it. And now sitting there and thinking about what you're gonna do next during this break period, you are not sure what you want to do. Again, we had the same card in pile 2. There is a message here of you having too many choices, or potentially if you don't feel like it is that you have too many choices, there might be a part of it which has to do with wishful thinking. Now, Capricorn is generally a really reliable energy, a really like energy of having a really concrete plan. But I don't know if this is your necessarily energy that you're currently in or the energy you are moving towards. If you don't find yourself currently in this energy, then you are definitely encouraged to use a little bit more of it in your life. Of course, we should honor our emotions, because if we do not, they're going to explode at us at a certain point, and then we would be forced to take a break, and we don't want that to happen. But the good thing with Capricorn is that they can be extremely meticulous in what they are doing, and this will help you in your situation, because there is something here about you not having all of the information, or maybe you being afraid to look deep enough where the information is staring at you, but you're just not ready to accept it. There is this sense of something being hidden from you, again, either from the outside in the sense of you not having information, or from you on the inside hiding something from yourself to protect yourself. But what will help you to move forward will be to look at this, what this core of the issue is, and then work with it. Even if it is, for instance, you want to change fields, and the field that you want to move towards is drastically different from your current situation, there is always a way to move there, even if it seems extremely difficult. Again, going back to the wild goats, you know how they climb. Like, they will literally climb Mount Everest. They would walk on ice. Like, they're some kind of miracle workers. And Capricorn can do the same. So, as difficult as the path may seem forward, there is a way to get there. But you need a really specific plan. Because without this really specific plan, you would be lost in the energy of these two guys, sitting and thinking, and then scratching your head and continuing to think about all of the options. You need to sit down and write out all of the options and to start working through them, to see if you can combine them, or to see that this option has 5 positive things and 1 negative thing, and the other option has 5 negative things and 1 positive thing, so I'm gonna go with option 1. Like, no matter what exactly it is for you, the way forward will be through this. This will help you to reconnect with what you really want, and it will take your mind out of that state of fear and worry and anxiety that you don't know what is happening and that seems scary and that you're somewhere so far away from everything. Afterwards, when you have that plan already, I feel like this is when you will feel the strong shift within yourself and you will start moving forward. Because you got both the Death card and the Page of Wands, there is this feeling of fiery energy bubbling up inside of you, and you will feel the drive to move forward. Like, the Page of Wands is exactly a feeling of drive and of fire, which lights you up inside. It is also this feeling of like passion. Passion, I guess, would be the word, like of creativity, just of an explosion within you. Like, you might even come to the point of not being able to find a place to stop. Like, I don't know how to say it in English, but you know, sometimes you have so much energy, you just want to walk around and talk on the phone and do this and clean the house and everything, but from a positive place, from a place of generating so much energy and being so happy and charged that you just don't know where to put all of this energy. And with the Death card, I definitely think this will be a huge shift for you, probably both in the material and in the emotional sense, meaning that there will most probably be a change, like in your career or work balance, but at the very least there will be some kind of profound change in your inner view of it. Like, either way, this situation would end with a drastic change. Good. Let's move on to the love category for you guys. So let's see what's coming up in the love department. Okay, pile of 3. Interesting on the love arena, because you got somewhat contradictory cards on both sides, taken at first glance. I feel like there will be some kind of huge paradigm shift in your life regarding love. I don't know if it will necessarily be something triggered from the outside, or it will be just something that maybe has been again in the back of your mind for quite some time and you just now come to realize. But there will be some kind of huge breakthrough moment. So your cards started off with the closing of cycles with the World card, and I want to say that this is a positive card because it signifies us feeling whole and complete regarding something. Now, whether, I guess this can of course signify you closing out successfully a romantic chapter in your life, but like in the typical situation when we close off relationships, it doesn't necessarily, at least to me, maybe this is my bias, but it doesn't give the World energy of like success. But I guess if it was something that you were carrying for a long time, it is possible that it comes with a sense of harmony and satisfaction. But the other cards give this interesting sense that you are overcoming some kind of insecurity and some kind of feeling of not being in control, and moving towards being able to show yourself more so for what you truly are, more so feeling comfortable in sharing your ideas, and more so feeling comfortable in your true identity shining through without you hiding behind some kind of mask. And just with these two cards that came up on each side, the Tower and the World, it's just this interesting combination, which I would be eager for you to tell me in the comments if this is something that you see happening in your life, how exactly it is playing out. Because with the Tower we have some kind of sudden change and upheaval, which again might be just on the plane of your mind, just you finally coming to realization, especially in combination with the Ace of Swords next to it, like some kind of illumination coming into your mind and crumbling down a long built tower which was no longer serving you. Maybe this will be the thing that will lead you to this feeling of finally closing out a chapter. Or if it's not that, because like initially when I pulled the cards, for me it made sense that they would sort of chronologically speak from this direction moving to that direction. But if we are not looking at it chronologically, like this will be the one thing. Going through this upheaval, through finding that inner agreement with yourself and with putting yourself out there, and this being the catalyst for you finally moving out of a negative chapter and feeling wholeness within yourself. Or on the other hand, maybe you either closing off a relationship which was nagging on you for a long time, and by closing that relationship the following positive changes happening, meaning you feeling comfortable with showing more of yourself, you having this spark of ingenuity once again, because you know sometimes when we are with the wrong people they kind of put a damper on our mind, like we kind of become like zombies and we function on a much lower plane of existence, and when they are no longer in our life we can just thrive. So maybe this is what it is signifying for you, and once you get that mind shift it will change everything profoundly within you and you will move forward with the Tower. Or if we are to take it in a more positive sense, because again this can speak about people who are in relationships or are single or are in some kind of difficult circumstance. In the most positive sense, if this is speaking about a good relationship that you have in your life, maybe this is just the point in everything where you feel wholeness through this relationship. And again, you feel this sense that you can finally truly be yourself with this person. And this will just open the doors for you to only show more and more of yourself. Like it will be this lightning moment of something completely new. You know how as stupid as it might sound as an analogy, but I just imagine how people say that Big Bang started like it was nothing and then something exploded out of nowhere and everything amazing followed afterwards. There might be this happening for you as well, just from something small, from like this vacuum, all of a sudden there is this burst of energy and complete change. So I hope that one of these explanations was understandable, because I feel like I explained them in the most abstract and absurd way possible. But good, then one last thing. Let's look at a third area of your life by your choice, if it's not career and relationship, or a specific question if you have one. Let's see for that as well. Okay, pile 3, then finally the area of your choice and what is happening with it. So I see progress in this area of your life and it setting in peacefully, let's say. But it will probably happen a bit slower than you had hoped for. So with the Knight of Swords, there is this really determined energy for you to go as fast as possible to the end destination, whatever it may be here. And the end destination might just be to get over some kind of feeling of disappointment with the Five of Cups, because you have started to get over it, but like there is some more to nudge there. And because you got 3 Pentacle cards, and the Pentacles are the slowest moving cards in tarot, it gives me the vibe that it will take more time, or it will feel somehow longer that you want it. Because again, the Knight, he just wants to run there immediately. He wants to get things sorted out. But there is this sense here that you have probably, and you still need to put in work towards it. So there is the sense that you have planted the seeds, like we have our guy with the bonsai tree. You are doing the work, but it's just something that takes a while to grow. And with both the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, again, it is, what was it, like the bunny rabbit and the turtle, what's it called, the tortoise in the air, like that story. You know, sometimes someone who is going at a moderate or slow pace but is just continuing to move forward might get to the finish line before someone who is running there and running themselves insane, basically. So you will see progress in this, but you are asked to be meticulous in your effort, to be courteous of yourself, so to say, in the sense of, especially as a Capricorn, we might have this inner drive to run ourselves into the ground, but this will hinder your progress in the long run, because again, this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. So you need to divide your efforts into sensical groups, because it will take a time again for this seed to grow. You take a page out of the Queen and the King's book, like sit there, relax a little bit, gather your thoughts, know that the pentacle is in your hands, but it will take a while for you to truly see it. So if we are just to recap this part of the reading, pile 3, the message for you here is to remain ambitious about the thing that you want to achieve, to strategize about it, to focus on the really concrete and day-to-day, hour-to-hour steps if you need, especially if you find yourself falling into emotions that you want to escape, coming back to grounded reality, to really specific steps will help you to pull yourself out of those negative emotions. And then just have also this sense of you needing to wait a little while. With the Capricorn card, one exercise you can do is to really plan your next 12 months ahead. Like this is both a long and short-term card, in the sense of that you should focus on the not immediate future, just because, like we said, the results are not going to happen straight away, but you also need the meticulousness of really planning everything out week by week, month by month, day by day if you have to. This will be through that meticulous hard work, you will be able to transform this category that you are asking about into a reality. And just make sure to also breathe and relax a little bit between all of this work, which I feel like it's really fitting for you. If you like doing spells, let me show you this one that came up for you. It is the No More Stress spell. So I think it's focused. Take a look at it if you want. Try to perform it. I bought these cards like, I don't know, a year ago, but I'm just too lazy to do anything from them. They require too much effort. But it might be helpful for you to de-stress. Good. So pile 3, this was everything. I hope that it was helpful.